To get to the whiteboard, we can click the little pencil on either of the left or right side menus, or we can click on the green square that says whiteboard. Now, if this is your first time using the new whiteboard, make sure you click on the settings cog in the bottom and change the default setting from write with fine pen only to write with fine pen or fingers. Now there's some other things here. We have the action hints, which you can turn on or off. I'm going to leave them on for now. There's also the default settings. So math teachers, if you would like to select the default background to be a pattern that is perhaps grid paper, you are welcome to do that. You can even change the color if you desire. Click the caret to go back. If you want to change the pen or the highlighter or the eraser, you can do that as well. So basically what we've done, when I click the plus button, our new page is a graph paper. And there's that hint, long press to add page with different background. So when we do that, we unlock those same possibilities. We can change the color, we can change the pattern. Let's say I need a basketball court. Great, I can add it right there. Now to get back to the page, I can do the arrow key or long press on the pages, and that will pop up the 3 pages that I have open. And I can choose whichever page I would like to go to. Now, down in the bottom left corner, you see a little person. We can sign into Google Drive, and that would allow you to save any whiteboarding or annotation you do in Google Drive. So let's give that a try. Okay, once you've signed in, Whiteboard wants to access your Google account to see, edit, create, and delete Google Drive files. I don't think it's going to delete, but you need to make sure that you trust it and it's got all of those terms and whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and allow. So now I can see my little face there in Google Drive, and I can sign out at any time. So with the whiteboard, in the far left corner, I can go back to whatever I was looking at before. In this case, it is, I guess, just the background. And I can whiteboard on this. Watch. I can put a little heart around our whiteboard. I can highlight. I can do all of those whiteboarding things. It technically goes to what's called annotation mode. So when I click it again, I'm taken back to the whiteboard. So now I can write here, I can put my little heart. It's a highlighter. I can add shapes. So if I want a yellow star, I can do that. I'm just dragging my finger to make it bigger. If I just press, it makes a tiny star. Now if I want to fill the shapes, I click the little paint bucket, and you can see that now the star is completely filled. So when I touch, it is a full star. Same for our lines and all of that. Now the lasso tool is kind of like that free form select tool. So if I want just this tiny little star, I circle it and it becomes selected. Now I can change the color to be a purple star or something like that. I can duplicate it and paste it wherever I want. Long press to paste. Long press. And there we go. I can paste it. I can resize it, make it bigger, bring it over here. I can send to forward, send to back. I can lock it in place, or I can trash it. The next tool is the eraser tool. I've noticed this won't erase shapes. It will, however, erase each stroke that you write. So I guess if you're going to erase the shape, you need to select it with the freeform and trash it. Otherwise, we can select the little whiteboard with the eraser, and it will ask if you want to clear all notes, and we can clear all of that. If I didn't want to do that, I can click the back arrow to undo, undo. It's bringing it all back, right? Oh, redo. And we've already looked at the plus button. Long press unlocks those patterns and colors. We have looked at the arrow keys to go forward and backward. Long press on the page to navigate through, or if I select the basketball court and say, you know what, I want to save that, I can click this little USB and it will save to the Samsung SD card. Or if I click the share button, I can click the Save with FC. I can add an account, Google Drive, sign in again. So now File Commander can edit my drive. And here we go. I see my drive and shared with me. So life hack, I'm going to my drive, and I've got a lot of stuff in my drive, but to make things easier, I'm going to create a new folder. It's not going to be called new folder. I am going to put the @ symbol or the arroba and say Newline Whiteboard, or whatever creative name you think of. I'm going to click OK, and that should pop to the top the next time I need to use it. So that folder is selected. I can say OK, and it's going to save that PNG file. And I see one file has saved to LA Johnson. Perfect. Now let's say, oh, that's even unlocked a new symbol for me over here. I can choose different things from my drive. So that's kind of a nice thing here. Make sure that you try to put your Google Drive here. Now remember, I can only write with my finger, but this is an infinite whiteboard. So this symbol down here means that I can scroll to a new part of the page. Once I select that pen tool, I am able to write again. And if you do more than one finger, it's going to have a few more strokes. If you click on the 3 dots over here, that unlocks a whole new set of options. So we can export the file, we can add an image or text or sticky note or a document, or search for an image or search on the web. So I think the search on the web might be a popular thing to do. I'm kind of lazy and I always look for stars. So there will be images and articles and things of that nature. So let's just click on this star Wikipedia article, and maybe I just want students to annotate that. In the top right of this, you have the ability to take a screenshot. So I can resize. Maybe I'm just going to have my students closely read this particular passage. I click that little check mark and boom, it's on my whiteboard. And suddenly I can resize it, make it a little bigger, and I can start highlighting information or doing those kinds of things on the whiteboard. And then, of course, if I want to save this, I can click on the QR code and I can export all pages or selected pages. So I can do just this one, and notice that the graph paper has only stayed as the background for just that portion. I can choose to export it as a PNG, JPEG, or PDF. Let's do PDF just for fun. I click export, and I can save to a USB or save to Google Drive. I'm going to go ahead and save to Google Drive, and it's somewhere in my drive. Hopefully it's in the right folder. I'll have to explore that a little bit more. But that is basically the whiteboard. So I'm going to long press on these. I'm going to select both of these, trash them. I don't really need them. I want to go back to my page 1. I select it, and I'm back to a clean whiteboard. Remember, you can unlock new settings in the settings cog over here. You can change any of those default settings, or you can unlock a lot of things with the 3 dots down here. We can save the file. We can add different things to the whiteboard. We can use rulers, or if you want to do a split canvas, I can have 2 kids at the board kind of whiteboarding, adding shapes and images at the same time, but they can only change the color of their pen or erase part of their work or clear all of their annotations. Now, in the top left corner, there's 3 dots. What does it do? Well, we can take a screenshot. We could do a 3 split, or we can exit. If I do that 3 split, It's going to ask, do you want to do that? Everything is going to be cleared. Sure. So if I didn't take a screenshot, it just gets rid of all of the annotations. If I want to take a screenshot, I size it to the area that I would like to take the screenshot of. I click the little downward arrow, and it's taken a screenshot that I can save to pictures, save with FC, which stands for File Commander. I can save that in my Google Drive. Hopefully that Newline folder is going to come up first. Well, second. So I can say, okay, let's save it in there. And there, one file saved to La Johnson. Now let's exit our whiteboard. And there we have it.